After calling the pump to $28,000, the question now is, are we topped out? Well, guys, according to my analysis, I'm going to actually show you why I think we are not topped out in Bitcoin yet, and I'm going to show you what would make me think we are topped out here in the short term. So we have gotten above those major resistances that we talked about. I told you 28K to 30K was programmed. We hit 30K. And at this point, guys, you got a lot of bearish divergence on the way up, which means as we're going higher, the strength is going lower, which typically is a shorting sign. And, typically you look at that and it usually leads to bear reversals. Now, look, it's possible we can get an okay pullback here, but I don't think that the top is in yet. Okay, and it's mostly going to come down to a few things. One of the major things it's going to come down to, in my opinion, is that USDT dominance, in my opinion, has a magnetic connection to 6.4%, which is the next major support. Okay, and so until USDT dominance comes down to this support, it's unlikely that Bitcoin's going to top. Okay, so that's one thing that I'm looking at. Okay, until we hit this support right here at 6.4%, the top of this rally is likely not in. Okay, and on top of that, guys, what a lot of people are ruling out is the possibility of actually breaking below 6.4% in USDT dominance. Guys, if we break below 6.4% USDT dominance, you will see Bitcoin not only rip out to 30K to 32K, you'll see the shit rip out to 48K. So it's just the very fact that 48K is even a possibility right now. I know it sounds crazy. Just the fact that that's a possibility shows you that there's a lot of upside potential in the market, right? And a lot of upside potential means a lot of potential for you to get wrecked if you're a short seller, right? So you want to short the market when it has little upside potential and it has a lot of downside potential as a short seller. But shorting right now, right? If I were to short right now, guess what could happen? The market could go to 48K against me, right? And so that's a lot of upside against me. And so I don't want to be shorting the market when there's a lot of upside against me. You will lose so much money doing that, right? So I want to short the market when the upside potential is at its least, okay? And so right now, there's still a lot of upside potential in the market. Short the market when there's not a lot of upside potential. So how will we know when there's not a lot of upside potential in this market? Well, one of the things that we can do is short the market when USDT dominance hits support, because it's very likely to hold that support or at least bounce at that support. Doesn't mean it can't break down through that support eventually, and if that happens, the market's going to go a lot higher, right? But yes, that's the first point I'm looking at, is USDT dominance to hit 6.4% sometime in April. Why April? Pivot points a lot of times happen at the beginning or the ends of the month, right? So we just had this major pivot right here, which was at the beginning of the month, on the 10th of the month. So right now, this bullish momentum has a good chance to last at least 30 days, right? That's not crazy. Like, this bullish momentum right here lasted 30 days. Okay, so who's to say this one can't last at least another 30 days? So personally for me, what I like to do is not fight the bullish momentum, or I don't want to fight the bullish momentum the first 30 days, which is the time period which I know the momentum is likely to be its strongest. I want to come back when that momentum is hopefully fading off, or the bulk of that momentum has been used up. And we know just by looking at the charts in the last 12 months, momentum typically lasts for a month and then it pivots. Lasts for a month, pivots, right? So look at this. We topped on June the 1st. Look at this. You topped January the 1st. And look, momentum stops January 19th, July the 2nd. Okay, you see that. So momentum peaks, momentum bottoms. Okay, then look at this. Comes up July the 2nd, tops out August 1st. You see, so like these momentum swings pretty much do last like a month down, a month up for the most part, right? It's not exact, but it's kind of like just a good general guideline. Like, hey, dude, we just came out of this bottom 9 days ago. Relax, right? Why short 9 days coming out of the bottom when you could wait like maybe 30 days coming out of the bottom is where you're more likely to have a pivot and a momentum shift, because this momentum is strong. It just happened, okay? And so, shorting a little too early coming out of that can get you in a lot of pain and trouble. Look at this, right? Boom, momentum shift. If you're shorting on the 9th day, you're shorting like right here. There is still a lot of meat to the upside there. So yeah, I don't want to short early into the momentum. I want to short later into that momentum. So that's what I'm doing. I'll be waiting before I place any meaningful short positions till April. Okay, I will not place any meaningful short positions until April, guys. Or at the very least, I'm waiting for USDT dominance to hit this support down here at 6.4%. Now, like I said in the previous analysis, what we're looking for is Bitcoin to hit resistance and USDT dominance to hit support. Okay, when those two things line up, that's likely going to be our local top in the market. Okay, so for example, if right now Bitcoin at 28K and USDT dominance was at 6.4%, then the local top would probably be in. But guess what? Bitcoin is at resistance, but USDT dominance is not at support, so it's probably not our top. Okay. Now, on the other hand, if we go up and we pump up to 32K, okay, and then at the time that we pump up to 32K, USDT dominance is hitting support, bam, that's likely going to be our local top. Okay. So I think, guys, if there's a point for us to top in this market, okay, I think us topping right here at 32 to 34K is the most likely point for this rally to stop and top. Okay, so I am not betting on 28K to be the top of the rally as of now, and I could be wrong. 28K could be the top of the rally, but in my opinion, just based on momentum, based on how we know these momentum shifts typically last a month before switching, right? And then based on the fact that this was one of the strongest volume shifts we've seen, based on the fact that this is the most bullish we've seen Bitcoin ever, right? As some would say, inverse head and shoulders. We've been downtrending for over a year. That's typically how long the bear markets last, is over a year. We've paid our time. We've paid our dues to this bear market overall, and I know the economy and the macro is bad, so therefore a lot of people think that the market has to stay worse. But actually, these economic conditions could be very good for Bitcoin, because if companies are not producing year over year, quarter over quarter growth, well, Bitcoin's not a company. It doesn't have to report quarter over quarter results. And so in a time where stocks and companies are doing poorly and actually decelerating in growth, well, Bitcoin doesn't have to accelerate in growth to actually accelerate in price. And so that's one of the things that is working in favor of Bitcoin actually in a recession, that a lot of people don't think about it. And there's a lot of things, such as if people don't trust in banks, people don't trust in their stable coins, then hey, a lot more people are going to just want to hold their money in Bitcoin. Okay, and if there's hyperinflation, like so many people are saying, right, then that's another reason to hold Bitcoin. So there's a lot of reasons that are positive for Bitcoin within the chaos and within all the bad things that may be happening and you may be thinking are a negative for Bitcoin. Actually, what matters is not what you think is a negative for Bitcoin. What matters is, has the market perceive that for Bitcoin? Okay, and if the market perceives Bitcoin to be the same as gold, right, because as you can see, Bitcoin and gold have been going up together. And, that's the thing, right? In the past, they haven't been moving up together. But now, look, they are moving up together, right? So, look, as NASDAQ dropped the last 2 days, whereas gold and Bitcoin have been ripping higher, right? So, don't fight the market. If the market sees Bitcoin to be the same as gold right now, then play with that, okay? Maybe it's not going to be like that forever, right? Maybe Bitcoin is going to go back to its, ways of trading with the stock market. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin is trading like a store of value with gold. So, look, are you going to sit here and say, well, that's not true, you're wrong, market? No, don't tell the market it's wrong. You're wrong. Don't fight the market. Trade with the market and trade with what's actually happening. Be correct. Don't be stuck in your story that you can't trade the fact that this shit is rocketing higher, and you're too blinded by your stories and your economic thesis. But guess what? You are probably not an economic expert, and look, even if you were an economic expert, okay, guess what? There's a million other economic experts out there, and they still can't predict this market. Okay, being an economic expert doesn't help you. It doesn't make you able to predict the market. Okay, if it was, then all these economists in the world would all be great at predicting the market, but they all fucking suck. Okay, and when we were down at 16K, all right, and I longed the bottom, guys. Okay. People were telling me, but the macro, you foolish young idiot, you know nothing about the macro, young man. I said, how about you shut that mouth up with the greatest predictor's balls and tell me how many macros you find in my nuts, okay? Guys, it's not all about the macro, because if it was about the macro, everyone would be rich and Bitcoin would be at 10K right now and everyone would have shorted it down to 10K and bought the bottom at 10K. So stop saying it's all about the macro, because it's not all about the macro. It's about how to trade the market, how to just be correct, okay? And the macro is not necessarily going to help you be correct. Okay, it can be a part of your analysis, it can be a part of your thesis, but it cannot be your only reason for why things are going to go down, because if that's the case, look why that's not working out for you. So don't be a macro idiot, be a macro aware person, but be someone who, most importantly, is focusing on the charts and the important levels that actually hold serious meaning, right? Because we know for a fact if USDT dominance hits 6.4%, it's a likely point that USDT dominance is going to bounce. If USDT dominance bounces, that means more people are going into USDT, which means they're pulling out of Bitcoin. Okay, these are things, these are facts that we want to, pay attention to, that can help us in our trading and entry points and exit points in the market. So guys, that's my analysis why I don't think the top is in, and I will be longing Magic, okay, this week. I'll be averaging in to Magic in my Telegram alerts channel. If you're in my alerts, you already know our entry points for this and how much leverage we're using. But ultimately, I mean, this is just some bullshit trend line I have drawn up. It doesn't really mean shit. We can easily break through it, and that doesn't mean the trade's over. But right now, I'm staying bullish until April at the very least, I think. And I think Magic has an easy path to $2.3, which is another 30% from here. I could be wrong, though, and it could stop before then. So if you're in the alerts, I'll update you, and we'll play it day by day, week by week. But this is one of the coins I'm going to be bullish on for the time being, and go pull back some and head our way up to 2.3. If today is March, then look, by the beginning of April, I'm going to say April the 2nd, right, is a likely point at which I would like to see this see Magic hit 2.3. If April 2nd has passed and we aren't making good progress on this, then at that point I'd probably be looking to ditch the trade. We have a $1 billion Arbitrum airdrop this week, which could help Magic a lot. As people sell off their Arbitrum, well, what do people do when they get free money, right? We already saw this when we got the stim checks in the past. When people got extra money, people go do stuff with that money. Okay, people speculate, people buy shit coins, people buy cars, people buy things when you get free money. Okay, a lot of people are about to get free money with this Arbitrum airdrop. What's very likely to happen is people sell off that Arbitrum, and then people start rotating, speculating, and buying other Arbitrum coins with all this influx of money flow into the system for Arbitrum. Now, maybe it's the exact opposite, and they sell off everything, people take the money, and they run. But in my opinion, people are more greedy than we would think, probably, and in that case, more people are probably going to speculate instead of take that money and run, and that's why I think Magic, as one of the top projects on Arbitrum, has a good chance to get some of that money flow that we're about to see from this $1 billion airdrop this Thursday. And so it's a strong daily chart, and it's got a strong level up here at 2.3 that I think it looks very likely that we hit and come back up to this level, right? So yeah, I think this is one of my top longs for the time being until I flip bearish again. But yeah, for now, still bullish. Still don't think the top is in. So guys, that's my analysis. Drop a like. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to trade on my Telegram alerts channel, guys, it's completely free to join my alerts. I live alert you exactly when I'm getting in, exactly where I'm entering, exactly where my stop loss is, exactly how much I'm risking in live real time. It doesn't cost you a single penny. Just click the first link down below this video. Send us an email with a couple requirements we have, although it's completely free to get in. And I will see you in there. Guys, see you later. Bye.